How about everyone? In this new video I want to show you why for me is the best phone I have ever bought, and because it is worth buying. And also because for me I consider it as the best purchase I have ever made in my life. As so far, first of all, I am going to make it very clear to you that I will simply comment on this is my personal experience. Since there will be one half, what am I going to comment on? All the functions of this phone, as it stands out the most, and that I consider them very useful to me, for which I bought this phone. With nothing more to say, start. The first thing is that, I believe, I am one of the few who have a Chakaramo holster. Even if it sounds incoherent or funny, more than one. This Chakaramo holster is very strange. And so leaving aside, the main reason I bought this phone was because of the camera issue. I can't tell you exactly the megapixels, but the main one is 250 inches telescopic 12 inches wide angle, and there is another one that, if I am not mistaken, is for portrait mode. I think it is also 12, has an infrared sensor and also of zoom I don't remember exactly. The flash is a single tone. And so the body. That's something I was actually impressed by. The whole female body of this phone. I am impressed that in order to have a holster, and so to be taking care of it, I have been with him for approximately 4 months. And you can't see it? You can't see the scratches. That is what one thinks is a lightning bolt. Just clean it up and that's it. But so far I haven't noticed a scratch, except at the bottom. That on some occasions, I have set the phone to charge, and it is more evident. The second reason is that this is the delirium of the Now. Since, as you know, the Now 1 stayed until 2020, and he took the Now 20 Ultra and because the Y then stay in the versions S Ultra, and this at least retains the Saint. Something I miss in the series now, and it works great. Not to mention that this S Pen works with gestures, several functions. Just as I, for example, am going to take a selfie, and simply by pressing the button, I can take a picture, or so if I want to change cameras. I can make this gesture. So in the air and it works. And this is useful for many, many things. As a music player, answer calls. And the SPM, the truth, is the best Samsung has done so far. And so far, other manufacturer, they had a hard time copying what this SPM has done. The second reason is your processor. And believe it or not, this S23 Ultra has the Snapdragon 8 Generation 2. Although this one says it is for Galaxy, but in reality, is the same Snapdragon 8 Generation 2? And at least in all of the S23, with the exception of the FE, all are Snapdragon. The version I bought is the 8 version. Sorry for the 12 GB RAM memory, and 512 gigs of internal memory. But unfortunately, I had another unit before this one, about 15 days before, and they sent me the version that was not because it was 8. Worked very well and everything, but I wanted the one of at least 12. Well, another thing is also that the phone is extremely complete, so it does not lack almost things like I have Quitchard. I have the option to share cameras, and I have another Galaxy multi-control device. Samsung X, therefore that I can transform this cell phone with a computer, connecting it via HMI or wireless form, smart Teams and so on. Has 5 grams network, even if this one doesn't sound so far ahead. But this Xbox 6, therefore, because if it has a 5 grams high-frequency network, this one will work without any problem. The screen EC AMOLED 120 Hz. This one, if I am not mistaken, is from the second generation, protected with Corningoi Logis Victus DOS, which generates a very strong phone. Because I've been Googled, and it is rare to see one of these broken phones, or well, at least that has been my case. The phone is very cool. I have not had any kind of lag. Another reason why I bought myself, and this more especially only go on Samsung. And the fact is that applications such as telephone and messages are going to be properly from Samsung. Obviously the one with the message. Give the option if you want to keep the Google one. In my case I chose the Google one. But at least Samsung's phone. It's great I haven't had any pants. I am receiving updates every 2 months. And little by little the system is improving. And that for me I love that. Another reason, although that's going to sound a bit illogical, and the fact is that in the S24 they have the option of Galaxy AI, which is an artificial intelligence function. But I tell you that in the S23 Ultra you already have them, such as calls in another language in real time, and being phone calls, a text transcription. This Google function, that I can select gestures functions and things like that. I will comment on this later, when it already goes up, the complete video to all functions of the S23 Ultra. Another thing is also that, in terms of performance, I have all the complete options of game mode. Battery saver mode is on another level, and this is very little commented on, because I can limit phone performance without overloading other functions or slowing down, i.e. with a battery saving activator, is supposed to be limited to the screen at 60 Hz. Feels the phone is running slow. Things like this. In the case of Samsung, at least in high-end versions, has its battery saver, which is the one that limits everything, but can also limit performance only. Gross. That's why I have the performance profile activated. Last things to comment. And the phone is super secure. That's something that I was impressed with, and that is that I, for example, lock the screen. And if someone steals my phone, to turn off the phone or anything like that, because I can give you there, asks me for the block. If I click on reboot, it also asks me to lock it. If I want to fix the Wi-Fi, also asks me to block. If I want to turn off the Bluetooth, it asks me to block it. And this gives me a very good sense of security. Not to mention that the phone, I have him with a card and without, which, well, to the Mexican theme or something like that, I am completely sure that I can track it. And what else can I tell you more? So let's say it's worth it. Its price is dropping a little. And well, the last thing to comment. The stereo audio system is very good. There is nothing wrong with there. As for the camera theme, there is something I forgot to tell you about. And it's great to record at 60 frames per second, because I can exchange cameras. As you can see, it has an automatic adjustment mode. For example, I can stand still and suggest where I can place the cell phone to take a picture or video. This one also has cinema mode, but it obviously doesn't work better than Apple's. But at least it has it. What else do I comment there about it? Because there are so many things that I prefer to talk to them. The next video I'm going to upload these days to the channel, because I'm going to talk all the functions of this phone, and finally, it is a telephone. Totally. And even more so for the price it is being worth, because if you want something premium, don't let anything go wrong with it. And at least 3 years old. Update points. Without hesitation, the S23 Ultra can be purchased. But looking at it at this point in life, the S24 Ultra has 7 years of updates. Guaranteed. But I still love this phone. And I hope you like this video. Let me know with a like. Subscribe, activate the bell and all. And see you next time.